Somehow I made it. Somehow I made it through it all. God's brought me through. Hello there. How y'all doing today, baby? This is Miss Cleotha Parks, and I'm coming back to y'all again. Listen, babies, I tell you, it is so good to be amongst the land of the living. And I always have to take time and thank the Lord that last night my bed was not my cooling board and my covers was not my winding sheet. And that is truly a blessing. Listen, babies, today I want to talk to y'all about something that I think is really important, honey, and that's checking in on people. You know, I had a video a little while ago, actually guess now it's been a long while ago, where I had my next door neighbor. I was telling y'all, my next door neighbor, Sarah Baker, generally comes over quite frequently and checks in with me and checks in on me to make sure that I don't need something or I don't need to go somewhere. Because I told y'all before in some videos, I don't drive. So Sarah Baker generally takes me places that I need to go. And I tell you, I'm very conscious not to wear out my welcome with that because I don't want to put any extra burdens on her. And what I wanted to talk to y'all today about was, just checking in on people. A lot of times, honey, we have those people out there in life that I call go-getters. And, honey, that means that they always on the move. They always, making sure that they're in a position to get things done. A lot of times they're heavily relied upon, from people, whether it be, church, because a lot of times, even in the church, babies, a lot of them church positions, I've said in some other videos, they're not positions to take lightly. And if you're going to sign up to be in one of those positions, honey, you've got to do what you have to do in order to make those positions in the church strive. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to work yourself to the bone on it. And a lot of times, too, out here in the workforce, there be, in any kind of work group or anything like that, there's always a few people that go above and beyond because they really do care about what they do. They want to do a good job and they want to see that company or whoever they work for move forward and progress. So a lot of times, honey, they will work themselves right into the ground. And people, a lot of times, the people who are on the outside looking in, they see all the positive outcomes that these people can do. They always, they give them a project or something, and these people is generally always turning it around and doing what they're supposed to do. And a lot of times, baby, I tell you, what ends up happening with that is these people end up getting more and more and more put on them. And a lot of times, they have a hard time saying no because they want to make sure that they're moving things forward and getting things done. But when you have those kind of people, babies, you have to really be mindful and intentional about checking in on them, because when you see the outcomes of what they can output, people forget, honey, that even the strongest people have struggles, have troubles, have trials and tribulations. Even the strongest people can shed a tear at night in silence and nobody don't know, because what you seeing is everything that they can do, but a lot of people don't see what they end up going through to get there. So keep this in mind, baby, and be mindful. It's all right to depend on people sometime, but don't overdo their generosity. But always take time to check in on them. See if they need something. Check in on their mental health and their well-being, because I tell you, it can go a long way. All right, listen, I hope this helps y'all. And y'all say something nice to somebody. Do something nice for somebody. And I guarantee you, babies, God will surely bless you. Check in on people's, baby, and be blessed.